I have invested well over $100,000 into coaches and mentors to accelerate my business, my mindset, and my body. And here's what I've learned. There is one lie that keeps you stuck, and it's keeping you stuck right now. And if you continue to believe this lie, you are going to continue to feel uncomfortable in your body, unhappy, just stuck in every area in your life and never reach your goals. Before we get into that though, I want to actually share my story. I used to think I knew exactly what to do until I realized my ego was keeping me stuck. This is something I wish I understood sooner. I have been in the fitness space for years. I can program my own workouts. I can calculate my own macros. I can adjust my own plan. I know how to eat, how to train, and how to adjust a plan when I hit a plateau. And yet I have a fitness coach for myself right now. Why? Because I realized that if I want to grow, I need to always be the student. So the lie that's keeping you stuck is I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. As a coach, I hear this all the time, and it is something that I used to tell myself as well. You say things like,
I just need to eat clean. I just need to be more consistent. I just need to lift heavier.
But you've been stuck for the last 2 years or even longer, and you look in the mirror and you're unhappy with your body. You're not feeling your best, you can't stay consistent, and you're just feeling discouraged and disappointed in yourself. So my tough love for you is, if you knew what to do, you would be at your goal. You may already be trying to be consistent. Maybe you're eating healthier, maybe you are working out, but you're still stuck and you're not seeing the results that you want. The truth is, knowing what to do and then knowing how to apply it to actually see results consistently are two totally different things. Again, I hear so many women tell me, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. But here's the problem. If you're not doing it, then you don't know what to do. Because knowing isn't just about knowledge, it's about execution. So if you truly knew, you would, number one, be consistent even when motivation fades. Number two, you would know how to break through plateaus instead of feeling stuck and discouraged. Number three, you would know how to adjust your macronutrient protocols and training volume as your life and circumstances evolve. And number four, you wouldn't be second guessing yourself every step of the way and trying to look up TikTok videos or YouTube videos like this one. So if you've been stuck in the same cycle for years, maybe, just maybe, you don't really know what to do. And I know that hits and stings at your ego, because I used to be that person who would just want to do it all on my own. I can do my own research. You can find everything online nowadays, which is true, but why do we have access to all the information and knowledge that you would technically need to reach your goals, but you haven't actually reached your goals? It's because we need not just the knowledge, but we need the accountability and execution part too. The reason why I have a coach for myself, even after being on this journey for almost 8 years, is because I put my ego to the side now and I realize that there are people who are smarter than me in some areas. Number two, I know that investing in yourself accelerates results and will get you to your goal in half the time. And number three, I am busy and I honestly don't want to spend time writing out my own plan, writing out my meal plan, my macros. I just want to follow something that's already done for me and I know it will work. Think about it this way. The best athletes in the world, the best Olympic athletes, the best sports teams, the best CEOs and professionals all have coaches and mentors. That should tell us something. Some of the best, most successful people in the world have guidance. They're not climbing their way to the top alone. These successful people know that having expert guidance will get them to the next level. When I first hired my first coach, this was back in 2020, it was a stretch for me and I was really nervous about the investment. And even though my first coach didn't really work out, I still gained some knowledge from that. I also hear people talk about, oh, I invested in a coach and it wasn't a good experience. And then the next mistake that they make is they let that bad experience hold them back from hiring another coach. It's kind of like saying your ex was toxic, so that means all men are toxic, so you're never gonna date again. Maybe it was a bad decision to hire that coach in the past, but you still gained something from it. There are still things you learned from them, even though it wasn't an amazing experience. You also invested in yourself, which is great, and you always gain something from every investment. And just because you had a bad experience with a coach or a mentor in the past doesn't mean that all coaches and mentors are gonna be the same thing. Since then, I have now had 4 fitness coaches and I've been with my current coach for over 2 years and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. When I invested in my first mentor, it was also a huge stretch for me. It was really scary, but I did it anyways because I knew that I needed guidance to get to the next level. I was trying on my own for a few months and just wasn't getting the outcome that I wanted. And for those of you who are sitting here like, well, I don't have the money to invest in a coach. I cannot afford a mentor right now. I didn't have the money either. But it's crazy that when you truly want something, you will find a way to make it happen. In 2019, I broke up with my ex at the time, and it was a very, very painful and emotional breakup. I felt like my life had hit rock bottom and I had to move back in with my parents. And this was after I graduated college. I felt like I was starting all over, and I just ended up working at a restaurant in my hometown. I was heartbroken, I was broke financially, and I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. But I worked hard, I did whatever I could to save up some money while living with my parents so I could build the life that I wanted. I was working part-time at a restaurant. I started designing websites on the side just to get some extra cash to fuel my vision. Then the entire world shut down when COVID happened, and the restaurant that I worked at had to shut down too. This took a huge turn for me, and obviously no one knew what was going on at the time. And I literally was collecting unemployment checks while living with my parents at home. I felt like a freaking loser, but I didn't let that hold me back from achieving my goals and stopping me from building the life that I really wanted. After a few months of living with my parents and saving up as much as I could, I finally had enough to move out on my own, and I moved to a new city, San Diego, California. And from here, I still didn't have an actual job set up. When I first moved, I was just tutoring and babysitting to make ends meet and pay my bills. I then applied for a substitute teaching job, and for a few months, I worked at a school, barely making about $2,000 per month, living in San Diego, which is a very expensive city to live in. I also started signing clients on the side because I had a passion and I wanted to become a fitness coach and build my own fitness coaching company. So after a few months of working hard at the school, I was babysitting, I was tutoring, I was signing clients on the side. I worked really hard to finally have enough to invest in my first mentor. It took me a long time to do this, but I'm so thankful that I did. And when I hired my first mentor, it was $400 per month, which was a huge stretch for me, especially coming from just working as a substitute teacher, barely making enough money. And at the time too, I realized I had to go all in on my goals and my dreams. So it was either continue to stay stuck working at a job I hated, or I could quit my job, take a huge risk, and hire this mentor. So what did I do? I literally quit my job and I hired into this mentor. I did not give myself a way out. So you could imagine how I was feeling. I didn't have a steady income coming in. I no longer had a secure job. I was all on my own. I had just invested into this mentor, and it was a year-long contract. But I realized that if you want to get to the next level, you have to invest in help and guidance, and you have to take risks. Because if you continue to stay in your comfort zone, this is where your goals and your dreams will die. I'm so happy that I took this risk, and I look back on all the big scary moments in my life. That's where I grew the most. Leaving my ex was really scary and hard. Leaving my hometown and moving to a new city where I didn't know anyone or had anything set up was really hard and scary. And quitting my job to go all in on my dream and my passion and hiring a mentor was very scary too. And I continue to make big risks and continue to invest in mentorships and coaches even when it's scary. Another scary time was when I got engaged and my husband proposed to me at the time a couple of years ago, and I was still paying for my fitness coach. And one of the first thoughts came into my mind was I was so excited about this wedding that we were gonna plan, but I was like, oh crap, weddings are expensive. I don't know if I can continue investing into my fitness coach. And I had these thoughts of like, what if I can't afford it? I need to cut back. We're not gonna be able to do this. But I let those emotions, go through me. I thought about it and I continued to invest in my coach. And not only were we able to afford the wedding and continue to afford my coach, but I felt so happy and confident on my big special day. A lot of the times we let fear hold us back from achieving our goals. I did that for so many years. Back in 2017, I promised myself that I was going to compete in a bodybuilding show. This was at the time where I was overweight, I was unhappy, and I was a complete beginner to fitness, but I made that promise to myself. And it did take me almost 7 years to finally accomplish that dream and fulfill that promise to myself, but I did finally do it. But why did it take me so long? I just let fear hold me back. I was thinking, what if I can't afford to compete? I won't be able to afford coaches. What if I fail? What if I fall on stage? What if I'm not disciplined enough? I let all of those self-limiting beliefs and what ifs cloud my mind and hold me back from achieving something that I really wanted to do. And so I finally made this commitment to myself, and I ended up stepping on stage just about 3 months ago, and none of those fears ever happened. I was able to compete. I did not fall on stage. In fact, I got 3rd place in my first show, which I was super happy about. Fear and self-limiting beliefs will keep you stuck in your life and your body. You have to take risks. You have to do scary things. You have to invest in yourself if you want to get to the next level. So let's be real here for a second. If you're someone who's still saying, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it, but you're still feeling stuck and you're not getting results, then maybe it's time to stop trying to figure it out on your own. Maybe it's time to stop living in fear and thinking of all these scenarios that are going to happen. If you're living in fear and anxiety, you are just fearing the future, but I promise you, none of those thoughts in your head are ever gonna happen. You're going to be okay. You're gonna be more than okay. Investing in yourself doesn't make your life worse. It only makes everything better. We've seen clients who invest in themselves and they get work promotions because they're happier, they're confident, they have more energy. We've seen clients who invested in themselves and became the best versions of themselves with their health, and now they're in a happy and loving relationship because of the newfound confidence and energy that they achieved from investing in themselves. When you put yourself first, every area in your life improves. Take it from me, I've been able to change my life, but it's because I started investing in the most important asset that we have, which is ourselves. You gotta view yourself as your own investment account. I continue to invest in mentors and coaches and books and courses because I know that if I learn new skill sets, who is able to achieve all the goals I have set out in my life. And it's not selfish to invest in yourself. In fact, I think it's the other way around. It is selfish to show up as an unhappy, unconfident, unhealthy, and low energy version of yourself. Because if you are unhappy with yourself, you are subconsciously pushing that onto everyone around you, your family, your friends, your kids, your coworkers. You will positively impact everyone else around you in your circle, in your family, your friends, your coworkers, and your kids if you are a happier and better version of yourself. The truth is, we're all making investments in ourselves whether we know it or not. You're just making bad investments, and you just need to change those investments into things that are going to actually benefit you. Going out to eat, going through the Starbucks drive-thru every single day, buying materialistic things that maybe give you happiness for a couple of days or weeks, but then you just forget about it. I had to ask myself, what investments am I making into myself, and are they actually in alignment with my goals? Sometimes we do have to make sacrifices in other areas if you do want to make these investments into yourself. But at the same time, I was also spending money on things that I couldn't fully enjoy, like clothes or going on trips. I couldn't even wear the clothes that I wanted to wear. I didn't even enjoy how the clothes looked on me because I was so unhappy in my body. And when you go on those trips, you are so self-conscious and you hate taking pictures and you're just constantly worried about how you're looking. You're not even enjoying the things you're spending money on right now. And so you just need to take what you're already spending and put it into something that's going to help you level up in your life. You achieve success by having guidance and taking risks. You will stay the same by staying in your comfort zone and constantly having limiting beliefs as I can't do it, I can't afford it, I'm not disciplined enough, I don't have enough time. Every thought that you think, you need to ask yourself, is this helping me get to my goals, or is this holding me back from reaching my goals? It's time to drop the ego and get the guidance that will actually help you get to where you want to be in life. Because the women who win, the ones who actually achieve success in their body, in their careers, in their businesses, they don't just know what to do. They get the right support to actually do it. If this hit home for you, please drop a fire emoji in the comments down below for me. And if you are done spinning your wheels, getting nowhere, trying all these different things, but just ending up feeling discouraged, and you're ready for a clear, proven plan that will guarantee you results, just click the link in the description down below and you can apply for coaching with me and my team. You don't have to do it alone, but you do need to take action. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.